Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Vorse. Before we begin, a reminder to please join us for our ongoing 54-day Rosary Novena every weekday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, right here on Church Militant. And at the end of this Vortex, we have a giveaway for you. That means it's free, and that'll be really helpful regarding the election. As the clash of evil and good takes place against the backdrop of Campaign 2020, there's some good news here. Here in our studios, we are hearing a growing, loud chorus of Catholics who are done with the lies and corruption of the hierarchy, a hierarchy that allows and even promotes the anti-Catholicism of fake Catholic politicians. We're getting the emails, the phone calls, and the letters more and more frequently, and the language is growing increasingly stronger. In the world of public relations, we call this a great awakening. It's not only liberals who can get all woke. The treachery of so many men who are bishops and the notorious clergy they continue to protect has now become so public, so well known, that a kind of preliminary judgment day has arrived for them. And for the record, by notorious, we aren't talking about just the priests who sexually abuse altar boys. We're talking about all the priests who are also spiritually abusing Catholics with their heresy and dissent. Here's the bottom line. With the exception of those gay Marxists in the church, the ones who want to pervert and distort the bride of Christ, most other Catholics no longer have a dog in this fight. They've just simply left. Or in some few remaining cases, they're showing up because of habits or nostalgia, some other psychological reason. They either don't believe, they aren't sure of what they believe, or they don't care what they believe. This is all the fault of a largely homosexual or homosexual-friendly hierarchy. And if the goal was to obliterate the church, good work, ladies. What it's been all reduced to is a bare-knuckle fight between the heretics and the faithful. And if you need evidence of that, just look at how the professional Catholic crowd is now responding to outfits like Church Militant compared to how they simply used to ignore us and others. We become an object of their obsession. So too are the few good priests who are daring to rip the mask off their evil completely. Priests like Father James Altman in La Crosse, Wisconsin, who has to deal with being screwed over by his bishop, William Callahan, another hierarchical patsy who would rather talk about Father's tone than the reality of souls going to hell because of their support for child murder. Good thing St. John the Baptist wasn't one of his priests. It had been a race between King Herod and Callahan to decapitate him. We often get blind copied on letters from outraged Catholics to these pansy turncoat bishops. One is right here, with full permission of the author, Brendan Johnson, to his bishop in Arlington, Virginia, Michael Burbidge, asking for the bishop to be very clear and allow reception of Holy Communion on the tongue while kneeling. Brendan, like countless faithful Catholics around the country, are simply fed up with the phony, overly dramatic response by bishops to the Wuhan virus. Brendan, by the way, is a member of the Church Militant Resistance program, which has grown and is growing by leaps and bounds as more and more become emboldened. In the wake of the Father Altman scandal created by his bishop, another resistance member sent a letter to his bishop saying the bishop needs to come right out and declare in very clear terms the moral obligations Catholics have regarding voting and voting correctly. This vague, namby-pamby, James Martin, abortion is bad, but so is climate change approach has got to go. The evil in the world, the chaos in the country is directly attributable to the failure of the bishops to do their jobs. Why? Because only the church, because of its divine origin, is capable of fighting back against evil. No human on his own, not even the whole race, can battle the demonic on his own. Only the Catholic Church possesses that power given to it by God. So if evil is advancing in the world, it's because the church, and specifically her shepherds, are failing miserably in their sacred duty to battle against it. This sad reality then demands a more vigorous, muscular response from the laity. Hence, the Church Militant Resistance. Here's a simple video I'd like you to take a minute or two to watch. It encapsulates the rapidly expanding resistance here at Church Militant. And when we come back, our giveaway for you.
That have no chance in the world be a human being, practically.
Eat a vegan!
Gaudet Mater Ecclesiae.
Good evening. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court today legalized abortions.
There is no way for me to adequately describe the evil of such acts.
Between good and evil rages on. Resist. Push the tides of darkness back into the abyss. The next battle is decisive. The soul of America hangs in the balance. We need all of you. You are in the world, so get to the polls. Vote for life. Vote for freedom. Vote for truth. Vote as a Catholic. You can't stop there. Help others do the same. You are not of the world. Hold rosary rallies, pray boldly, keep the faith. Run to the sacraments, storm heaven. If you are not in the resistance, join. Now is the time to fight. This battle must be won. This battle is the last rampart, standing alone before the forces of evil. It's the job of the laity at this juncture to step up and give everything to the fight. Since so many of the bishops are not telling you the full truth about voting, and certainly many other things, Church Militant has produced its own voter's guide. It's available here on the website, but we also have this cool little thing as well. It's the size of a business card, and these cards make it easy to share the Catholic Voter's Guide from Church Militant with family, friends, and strangers. Now, it's done in 3 easy steps. First, just open up your phone's camera. Once it's open, just hover over the QR code on the card. That's that scrambly little code thing there. A banner automatically appears at the top of your screen. Just click on that banner, enter an email, and presto, the voter's guide goes straight to your email. Now, we're giving these cards away for free to anyone who wants one or more while supplies last. Just click on the link below to place your order. Use these cards. Use them. Give them out to family and friends, whoever's willing to understand how Catholics should vote. And you can have the conversation right there with them. Download it. It's on their phone. It's there in a couple seconds. Open it up and start talking with them about it. All the issues are right there. Again, if you'd like your card today, simply click the link below and fill out the form. We are just weeks away from the most important election in American history. We need to pull out all of the stops. And remember, join the Church Militant resistance. Fight for the church. Help save Western civilization. Not a bad day's work, right? God love you. I'm Michael Voris.